Edward here from earviewer.com. I have another video for you. This is another example of what I'm most interested in, what I'm most passionate about, what keeps me going in this activity we love to call remote viewing. My own personal exploration of these areas that we term remote viewing. I'm forever an explorer of these realms. That's what keeps me going, keeps me fascinated and moving in never-ending exploration of these mental processing realms, and making my way towards my ultimate goal, which is to experience more of the second reality, to really experience the second reality. I'm not talking about a good remote viewing session. I'm really not interested in becoming a better remote viewer. I get a lot of the comments often from people and emails from people, so-called remote viewers, who want to give me some advice about how to become a better remote viewer and all these kinds of things. They just don't get it. They just don't understand what I'm doing. And if they watch my videos enough, maybe if they start over again, maybe by the time they get to this one, maybe they'll have an idea of what it is that I'm actually attempting to do. And it's not to become a better remote viewer. It is to experience what Ingo Swann terms as second reality. Experience what Ingo Swann terms the ESP core, the psychic nucleus. To experience more of what he talks about in regards to interpenetration. That's what I'm most interested in. What does that mean, interpenetration? This holographic interpenetration of light spectrums that he did talk about, or he theorized as possibly what was taking place. We don't know what's taking place, and that's what's most fascinating to me. We have theories and our own experience to go by, and that's pretty much it. These things have been taken into the laboratory, and we do know that it is possible. We don't know how it's possible. Ingo Swann attempted to back engineer what his experience was when he was acquiring these inputs, and then he back engineered and put it down into a form for other people, and that's what we call controlled remote viewing, or remote viewing protocols are based on that. This is an experience, and I'm forever an explorer in these realms. The target for this session, this experiment, this experience was a petrified forest on the coast of Australia that is also a home of a wind farm, wind turbines, right at this location, right above these petrified trees. And that's what made this experience most fascinating for me, is that what I'm looking for is the initial access point where this interpenetration takes place, where we connect to this second reality, and how we access it, how we experience it, and then how these inputs move through the core, and they are subjected to our own mental processes that are interacting with it below the threshold of our own awareness. Hopefully some of that stuff makes it above the threshold, and that's what ends up on the whiteboard or in our remote viewing sessions. That's what I'm most fascinated with. That's what I'm most passionate about. That's what keeps me going. You'll see some of that in this session. I'm looking for shape form recognition. I'm looking for what takes place when we first initially make contact. This interpenetration first takes place. What happens? What does it look like? Shape form recognition comes through. Shapes come through. Little blips of ideas blip above the threshold of awareness. Sensory stuff comes through. I like to do sensory dumps in order to kind of keep the momentum going as I'm waiting for some other type of information to pop itself above the threshold of my awareness, and explore that and attempt to use that as a tunnel, so to speak, bringing me further down towards the access point where this interpenetration is taking place. That's what I'm most fascinated with. That's what I'm always exploring, and that's what's most interesting to me. Just never-ending. It's a never-ending exploration, never-ending experimentation, and I'll just never be satisfied. I'll just keep going. It's just never-ending. We're talking about infinity here. And so that's what this video is about. You know, it's not. There's no absolutes here. These sessions are not the be-all, end-all of our remote viewing session. It's so perfect. It's like a movie playing in the mind. You know, this isn't the movies. This is not the movies. What you see in the movies is fantasy. It's someone's interpretation of a fantasy of what takes place. This is a subtle integration with these inputs. and they come through in subtle ways, very subtle ways. And our own processes below the threshold of our awareness are taking hold of these very delicate inputs, and we're processing them, we're moving them through a memory comparison, we're doing all of these different things, and then something does pop above the threshold of awareness, and then we can explore that. It's a very delicate process, and it's not like the movie. It's just, you know, it just makes me laugh and cry at the same time, because this is a very delicate process, a very fine line that we're walking as we're attempting to interact with this interpenetration, interact with these inputs, and that's what I'm most fascinated with, and that is my life's work with this activity that we love to call remote viewing. So I hope you find this as fascinating as I do, and many more to come.
8, 3, 1, 8, 3, 1, 2. Curved, winding, which gave me this random thought of a road, deep, dense, silver, wide, angular, large, open, curving, fountain, or another random thought, edged or unimpeded, round, flying, getting all kinds of words popping in here, moving, edged, dipping, around, flat, silver. It's like something popping out here. Dense, green, more random thought, lantern. There's all kinds of random thoughts coming in, or just words popping up. 8, 3, 1, 2. Edged, around, flat and dense, angular, large, steeping, around, back, forth, horizontal, edged, deep. Getting this, this is more like an idea here of painful, like an idea, cold, edged, marked or marking. This idea here of marks or markings. You know, labels. However you spell it. 8, 3, 1, 2. Down. Flat. Branch. Green. Moving. Edged. This idea here, normal. That's an interesting idea. Pain. Pain, painful. Above. 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 Glassy. Angular. Large. Angular. Angular. Kind of like that. Let me try to do that a little bit better. Yeah, that's pretty. that's giving me this creative addition here of Chinese structure, that kind of thing. Tower. This could be memory comparison here. A tower. I get that feeling of this kind of building, something large here. Large and shorter here. A tall thing and a shorter thing. Tall thing and a shorter thing. Voices, people, structure, structures, glassy, turning, curve, curved and turning. Something curved, and or turning, movement. Movement of some kind there. Open, flat. I'm getting moist. Humid. Humid. Let me just do a sensory depth. Dense, flat, open, airy, outside, inside, dense and open. Again, yellow, flat, black, green, blue, silver. This just popped into my mind of hammer. Hammer. That came out of nowhere. What does that mean? Hammer. Fixing. Tool. Pounding. What else? The shape. The shape. Curved. Metallic. Hammer. Device. It's beneficial. It is useful. It's an object. What else about hammer? Hammer feels like it is giving me some kind of access here. Is it physical or is it shape form comparison? Hammer, object, tool, curved, pounding, beating. This is bringing me over here to this painful thing. Moving, wide, like hitting your hand with a hammer or something, or getting hit with a hammer. Hammer. You know, like this is giving me some memory comparison here. A wrecking ball. A wrecking ball, you know. Momentum. This is an idea here of hammer, but used to either build or destroy. Build or destroy. You know, whacking. That kind of thing. Let's go back to the dump here. Edge, wide, close. Silver, grooved. Let me try one more here. I'm going to try to get back into a sensory dump and try to pull some unimpeded out. 8, 3, 1, 2. 8, 3, 1, 2. 8, 3, 1, 2. 8, 3, 1, 2. Curved. Moving, momentum. Again, this word's coming in here, momentum. Curve moving wide, angular. Just getting this feeling like building. Either a building or building. Steep, edged, looping, metallic, like a taste. I'm experiencing the metallic taste. Object. What else about this object? I'm labeling it as a hammer. Okay, this is in label. I don't want to get lost in a label barrier. What about that though? I'm getting this, this could be creative additions here, but like cutting down trees. You know, like a axe or a chainsaw. That kind of thing. What am I looking at even in this is this kind of device. Swinging. That kind of thing. I'm getting images here like forest or nature. Yeah, this could, but it could be coming off of that. But I kind of get that sense with this feeling of kind of humidity. curved, round, flat, deep, round, like round, kind of thing, Okay. All right, so my experience, angular, something popping out. Let's say a large thing and a smaller thing, a shorter thing. Humid. Man-made object. Hammer came through with the feeling of unimpeded input. The feeling between unimpeded input and random thought are very similar. This one felt like it had a different quality to it than just a random thought. It had more substance to it. It felt more tangible. It felt more tangible as it was moving through the subliminal barrier. Whether it is unimpeded input in the form that I'm dealing with something where there are hammers being used or axes being used, swinging object kind of thing being used on something. We'll have to see.